Assalamu alaikum. This is a presentation for medical students by Dr. Mumtaz Ahmed Umar, and today's topic is pre-malignant conditions of oral cavity. So first is the leukoplakia. WHO defined leukoplakia as a clinical white patch that cannot be characterized clinically or pathologically as any other disease. It is a clinical definition and does not take pathology into consideration. Other white lesions of oral mucosa like lichen planus, discoid lupus erythematosus, and spongy nevus and candidiasis, they are excluded. Etiological factors: smoking, tobacco chewing, alcohol abuse, particularly if alcohol is combined with smoking, are the main etiological factors. However, chronic trauma due to ill-fitting dentures or cheek bites may also be associated with Plummer-Vinson syndrome, submucous fibrosis, and hyperplastic candidiasis. Sites involved: buccal mucosa and oral commissure are the most common site. However, it may involve the floor of mouth, tongue, gingivo-buccal sulcus, and the mucosal surface of the lip. Age and sex: it is seen in the fourth decade, and males are affected 2 to 3 times more often. These are the pictures which shows different white patches. This is the lateral border of tongue, the cheek, the gingiva. So any area can be involved. Clinical types: homogeneous variety presents with a smooth or wrinkled white patch. It is less often associated with malignancy, while the nodular or speckled variety, it presents as white patches or nodules on the erythematous base, and erosive, which is also similar to the erythroleukoplakia, is a variety where leukoplakia is interspersed with erythroplakia and has erosions and fissures. The latter two varieties have higher incidence of malignant transformation. Histology: about 25% of leukoplakias, they may show some form of epithelial dysplasia from mild to severe. Higher the grade of dysplasia, more are the chances of its going into malignant change. Malignant potential: the chances of leukoplakia to become malignant are cited from 1 to 17.5%. However, on an average, about 5% become malignant. Malignant potential varies according to the site and type of leukoplakia and duration of follow-up. Management: many of the lesions will disappear spontaneously if causative agent is removed. In lesions with higher potential for malignant change, a biopsy is taken to rule out malignancy. In suspicion small lesions, surgical excision or ablation with laser or cryotherapy can be done. Second is erythroplakia. It is similar to leukoplakia, which was a white patch. However, erythroplakia is a red patch or plaque on the mucosal surface. Its red color is due to decreased keratinization, and as a result, the red vascular connective tissue of the submucosa shines through. The most common sites are the lower alveolar mucosa, gingivo-buccal sulcus, and floor of mouth. Both genders, they are equally affected. However, the malignant potential of erythroplakia is 17 times higher than in leukoplakia. Most of the lesions of erythroplakia show severe dysplasia, carcinoma in situ, or a frank invasive carcinoma. Grossly, the lesion may be of three varieties: homogeneous, speckled, or granular, and erythroplakia, which is interspersed with areas of leukoplakia, often indistinguishable from erythroleukoplakia, which was a type of leukoplakia. Treatment is excision, biopsy, and regular follow-up. Third is the melanosis and mucosal hyperpigmentation. It is a benign pigmented lesion of the oral mucosa and may transform into malignant melanomas. However, the incidence of this change is not known. About 1/4 of mucosal melanomas may resemble benign lesions, and hence biopsy is mandatory to confirm the diagnosis. Thank you.